Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Halfway through the week. Welcome to Stoveside Chats. My name is Chad Blackwelder. I work for the North Carolina Department of Agriculture. I do food service marketing. So I get to work with a lot of chefs and restaurants, distributors, and farmers all over the state. Hello, woman cooks. Thank you for joining us. Gracefully Southern Life. Thank you for joining us. Lots of folks waving. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thanks for joining in. We have a good show today. We're going to be talking to Chef Keith Rhodes, who's based out of Wilmington. He has Cat's Restaurant and some other projects that he's working on that he'll be talking about. So, excuse me, we're just waiting for him to chime in, and then we'll talk with him. You guys, make sure you stay and hang out till after the interview. I'm going to be talking about a promotion that we're doing with the Got to BNC Instagram page and the North Carolina seafood boxes. Zombie Survival Store. Thank you for joining in and waving. We appreciate that. So I'll be talking about that at the end of the interview. Again, over the next couple of weeks, we'll be talking with, again, we have Chef Keith Rhodes today, who is part of the Seafood Festival, the Chef Boxes. We have already talked with Bobby Zimmerman last month. And then the next 2 weeks, we'll be talking with Chef Jeremiah Tryon of Blue Ocean Market and Chef Zach Grack of Local Seafood. And those chefs are part of our chef boxes as well. So we'll be talking with them. Mo, thanks for joining us. Appreciate that. All right, just waiting on Chef Keith. Hopefully he'll be here in just a few minutes. Let's see what else is going on. The Department of Agriculture, we work a lot with WRAL and US Foods to do a lot of cool content, out and about series, and Cook Like the Pros, which lives on WRAL.com and part of their streaming services. We just partnered up to do a new series in the month of October. We're going to do a Cook Like the Pros series, and we're working with Tabletop Media, who's a great group of people. They definitely keep their ear to the ground as far as restaurants and marketing, that sort of thing. Hello, Maria. Thanks for joining us. So we're working with them to do a brand new Cook Like the Pros. Is going to be a state fair series, which is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have vendors who are at the state fair cooking some of their standards, the stuff that people love. And they're also going to be having some local chefs that Tabletop Media has lined up for us, and they're going to be doing their version of fair food as well. So look for that on WRL.com. That should be a lot of fun. All right, there's One Bad Chef, which is Chef Keith Rhodes. That's his handle. I love that. All right. Thank you, Robertson Family Farm, for joining us. Appreciate that. Hey, Chef.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I hope you are.
Yeah, man.
Good deal. So I was hanging out with Chef Keith a couple weeks ago. I guess it's been a little bit longer. We were down there filming his video for the chef boxes for the seafood festival, and he did, I would say, arguably the best crab cake I've ever put in my face. It was delicious, and he was using some nice lump crab and put a great dish together with some Texas Pete aioli and pink peppercorns and grilled zucchini and an incredible cream corn version, which I've never had before. That was fantastic. So thank you for doing that. Thank you for being a part of that, Chef.
It's our pleasure.
Cool. So for the folks just joining us, tell us a little bit about yourself. I just realized or found out recently that you were from Ohio originally. So what brought you from Ohio to North Carolina, and how did you get into cooking?
Well, I came to Wilmington because of my family. Most of my family lived here, and I was born in Columbus, and we ended up moving down when I was an early teen. A little bit about my background. I grew up a vegetarian. We were Seventh-day Adventists growing up, and so that was very, very important to me growing up. I didn't really start eating meat or experimenting with other proteins until I was about 16, 17 years old. That's kind of when I decided that I wanted to be a chef. I was raised by my grandparents here on the coast, and my grandfather retired from the railroad, and he started a private bartending business here in Wilmington, North Carolina. And on the weekends, to earn a little money, I would go out with him and serve sodas and different things like that. And I kind of saw how food brought folks together, especially in a festive type of atmosphere. I really didn't grow up doing the production side, which a lot of my friends did on farms and working, doing barbecue and different things like that. I was really right on the front lines of hospitality. And I just saw how food just made people happy. I was always involved on that side of it. And I said, you know what, I think I might want to do this. And that's kind of how I formulated I wanted to be a chef. But I just knew when I decided I wanted to do that, I was going to be a vegetarian chef first and foremost. And being from Eastern North Carolina at that particular time, I had to really refine that. And I kept that at the forefront, but we decided to integrate some really great seafood that's available off the coast.
Yeah. Now, the 7-day Adventist diet, was that strictly vegetarian? That include any fish at all, or all vegetables, all
At that
plant-based?
at that time, I think now it's a little bit more progressive, and you find some that might integrate a little bit of pescatarianism into their diet. But when we were coming up, it was predominantly all veg, more plant-based than using butters and cheese and things like that. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess you tried seafood for the first time when you moved to the coast of North Carolina?
Absolutely. Right around that 15, 16, 17-year-old times, my grandfather wasn't a 7-day Adventist, so he ate a little bit of everything. But I just remember him going to local seafood markets, coming home with a piece of newspaper with panfish wrapped in that paper, and he'd cook it. And some of my fondest memories are eating spots and eating croakers, fried with grits, and that's kind of set the tone for a lot of the food that I cook today. I would say that one of the more interesting things growing up that I used to see him prepare a lot, and my grandfather, which is really rare, was one of the best cooks that I've ever been around, but he was just a home style cook. And he wasn't a chef by profession at all. He was the bartender. And very few women in my family could cook really well. My grandmother wasn't a good cook. My mother wasn't a good cook at all. But he would take the Spanish mackerel and take those fillets. He put some Hellman's mayonnaise on the top of those fillets, skin side down, and broil them in the oven. And I just thought that was just really unique, using one ingredient. I think maybe a little lemon sometimes he'd squeeze on there, but I just remember eating that as a kid. And there were always beets on the tables. There was always rutabagas on the table. I didn't really start eating fried chicken or anything like that probably until I was maybe after 16, 17 years old.
Mhm.
That and it's even still today, that is very much a rare type of thing that I eat now. But my appreciation for seafood is very much on high here. I've watched the fabric of the coast change a lot here. And so we've been very fortunate throughout the years to build great relationships with all kinds of purveyors, whether it's folks that brought me seasonal oysters at one time that were only available in the winter, which is different now. Getting hard crabs, clams, all sorts of types of fish, and being able to have a stage where we could prepare really great seafood and vegetables and give it to our community. It's just been a blessing to be able to continue to do that for over 15 years here in Wilmington. So I'm really honored and really thankful and blessed to continue to add on in this community as it's grown.
Yeah, that's a whole lot to be proud of. I think that if I remember this correctly, do you get some oysters from James Hargrove from Middle Neck Mariculture?
Yeah, Middle Sound Mariculture. Yeah, they do
Yeah.
a really great job, and we that's kind of like a seasonal type thing, and it really kind of depends on Mother Nature, depending on what we have. And Jay Styron was a guy who we really did a lot with his oysters in the very beginning, coming from Cedar Island. Then we had those couple of storms over a little over a year or so ago that really devastated his crops out there. But I think he's back. Just talked to him a few days ago, and he's beginning to start harvesting again. But NC oysters are other oysters that are available here on the coast here. They're just a variety. Three spats, that is another variety of oysters that are available here in our area. They are harvesting down in Masonboro, Topsail Island, and just kind of all around. And I'll just tell you that again, that is something that has emerged in the last few years that has really benefited our community, not just with extra income, but the quality of water, how they just impact our water and filter out our water, making a very unique product here on the coast that is very competitive worldwide with oysters that are harvested worldwide. And so, again, we're super proud to be able to showcase different oyster women and men that harvest. Shellum Seafood here. She does an awesome job as far as getting local mussels as well. I know that at one time, I remember when I was using local mussels really, really hard, I remember the fishermen would laugh when I'd ask for local mussels. And what are you going to do with those things? You know, no one saw the value in them. And now when you treat them right and you harvest them right and you clean them right, it's such a unique product to be able to feature on a menu. And from Wilmington to Charlotte and down in the Triangle area, you can find those on different menus as well.
Yeah. Yes. Heidi Bellato from Charlotte, who you may know, she's a food writer and a good friend. Her husband Tom came and stayed with my wife and I in Surf City a couple of weeks ago, and we got to go out with James on some of his leases. And, you know, I was a chef for a long time but didn't know a whole lot about oysters. And it was really eye-opening and enlightening. And we got to try oysters out on the boat. We took more back home and ate a ton of raw oysters later, but it was a lot of fun. And we're going to have him on the interview in November to talk more about the oyster industry and hopefully educate some folks, myself included. So now tell us about Catch. Like, obviously your style is seafood. Can you expand on that a little bit? Talk about your food truck as well.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Catch is a smaller restaurant, 55 seats in the dining room. We do another 25 in the bar. And it was kind of, the idea was a casual kind of fine dining restaurant. And so even though we use Southern and local ingredients, it has international inspirations as far as menu development and different recipes. But again, we really try to keep the core of what we use very local, very seasonal. And outside of that, just really using the best ingredients that we can source. I know that was always the thing here, especially in the last 20 years of farm to table and locality. But we all know there was a time when food was always local. That's what it had to be. And we kind of got out of that in that industrial age of sourcing foods and different things like that. But we really ring true here. And so it's very much ingredient-driven. Catch is. On any given night, we have a regular menu of about 15, 20 items that we run. But we can do a special menu that we offer nightly of as little as 6 items or as much as another 12 items. I say that's the trouble with being a chef. Sometimes you don't know which way to go, so we do it all. And it's been a little bit crazy now in this pandemic time, you know, really trying to keep up with everything. And you know, the customers want what they want. And I think our customers have been really understanding with knowing what's available and appreciating what is available. Catch was always kind of billed as a special occasion type restaurant. And I want to say it's more of an everyday, you know, anytime you want some really great seafood, you can come in and eat. But we do a lot of birthdays, special occasions, and anniversaries, and just any kind of special time. And so about 10 years into it, I said, well, you know, Catch is a little more exclusive than I kind of want it to be, even though it's for everybody. Not everybody's able to partake of that, you know, because we use finer ingredients, we source the best, and that kind of comes with a certain price tag. And so I said, I need to do something that's a little more accessible, that will bring our brand and our integrity out to the people that won't be able to come into the door. And we developed Catch the Food Truck. And
Smart.
so with that was an inspiration. At the time, food trucks were very popular. Even the term food truck was popular, whereas before we probably would have named it a catering truck or something of that nature.
Yeah.
But we could take that same great seafood and produce and creativity and take it out to folks at a whole different price point. And I think we've been very successful with that. And that's kind of how the truck came about. At one point, we were running about 3 trucks. We're down to 1 now. But we attribute the downsizing just because of the movie situation that was here at one point. We were filming lots of movies here. And so the demand for the trucks were very, very high. And so we expanded on that at that time. And it was beneficial, not just for us, but for the community as well, and them getting to know the Catch brand.
Yeah. Speaking of Shellham Seafood, they just joined us. Thank you guys very much. Now, Keith, you were talking about earlier how everything used to be really, really local for a long time. And to kind of drill down on that, you're doing a lot of work with Tidewater Grain Company, who they are producing and harvesting the first Carolina Gold rice in the 20s, which fell victim to industrialization, among other things. Tell us about that a little bit. How's that going?
Well, we met a few months back, pre-COVID, and we had a discussion about rice being grown here in North Carolina. And for such a long time, we were sourcing our product from Anson Mills down in South Carolina for a very long time with the Carolina Gold rice that we were using at that time. And I just thought that if we could get on board and promote a North Carolina product, which is still in the developmental kind of years of ironing out different nuances within the rice and seasons and different things like that. But the product that they have now, that they have to market, is an awesome product. It's a great product. The last time that rice was grown here was before my time. And I'll just tell you that with them and what they do, we use the product a lot. And so just gonna show you there. It's
Nice.
kind of, retail bags. They sell as well, but we buy it in bulk as well. And it's about time really to re-up on the rice. But it's an aromatic rice. It does have some broken grains in it. It's not the super perfect sushi rice that sushi guys or sushi chefs are used to. But this rice it really embodies the character of North Carolina. It captures the flavor of North Carolina. It's a heritage type product that has been around for, decades. And we're honored to be able to feature that product here at Catch. And we know that other chefs are using the product, and hopefully even more will be able to feature this dynamic product on their menu as well.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, Chef, we're out of time. I appreciate your stopping in with us. And again, Chef Keith Rhodes, who is kind of a big deal. I'll go ahead and say it. Like, you've done a lot of cool stuff. You James Beard nominated. You were on Top Chef, on Bravo. I know you have some other stuff working. You have your spot out at the 7 Mile Post and the tackle boxes in Wilmington.
Yep.
Kind of a casual concept. So you guys, please make sure you check those places out. Go online. Make sure you're following all those places on social media. And the next time you're in Wilmington, please go by Catch. Chef, thank you so much for being here.
It's my pleasure. Take care.
I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Right on.
All right. Okay, Chef Keith Rhodes from Catch and Tackle Box in Wilmington. All right, so the Seafood Festival. Our Got to BNC page today put out a post about Chef Keith Rhodes box. So what we're doing is we're doing a kind of a promotion we want to get to 10,000 followers on Instagram. I think we're around 8,000 something now. So basically, I'm going to read what Taylor sent me. She's in charge of our social media. All right, so this week we are simply promoting the giveaway, which I'm talking about right now. So what you're going to do is we're going to be giving away 1 box per week of October. We'll be announcing the first winner next week, and then the 3 weeks after that. So to enter to win, you're going to like the post that that Taylor put up on Instagram today concerning Keith Rhodes box, and then there'll be a name drawing. And again, I'll announce the first name next week. So guys, make sure you go and check out that post and like it and comment on it, and that'll kind of throw your handle in the hat to be chosen to win one of these chef boxes. So go and do that. That'll be a lot of fun. Again, we'll announce the first winner next week, which will be Keith's box. Then after that is Bobby Zimmerman's grouper, and then Chef Jeremy Tryon's flounder, and then Zach Grack from Local Seafood. He did a killer shrimp lettuce wrap. I've got to try all these dishes. I was there at all the filming. So one of the perks of the job, everything was great. I can't really pick which one I like the best because they're all so different. They all have a different seafood, and they all rely on very different cooking techniques. So, all right, go and do that, and we'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.